Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to go over 15 tips to improve your Final Cut Pro 10 workflow. The first one to go over is organization. So I'm going to go ahead and just right click right here and create a new folder right here, and we'll just call this tutorial right here. So we'll just create a folder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of see what I have right here. So I'm going to go ahead and basically just create subfolders. So I need a subfolder for music. I need a subfolder for photos right here. What else do I need? I'm going to need a subfolder for a voiceover. So basically what you're just doing right here is you're basically just creating subfolders for stuff that you have. So NFL clips. The most important thing is you want these things to be organized. I'm going to go ahead and take all these folders and then put it right here into the main folder right here. I'm going to go ahead and go like this, music, put the music in the subfolder right here. Take all these photos, take the folder photos, put it in the folder right here. Then I'm going to go ahead, take the voiceover, put it right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and just select all of these NFL clips and then put it in the NFL clip. But you can see right here, I forgot a folder. Now I can also right click and create a new folder right here, and I'll just call this one B-roll right here. And what I can do right here is just take this B-roll shot and put it into the folder. Now as you can see, when those folders look a little bit disorganized, select all the folders, right click, go to sort by, and we'll do date created right here, and there you go. All the folders are just snapped into place. So that's a great way to kind of sort your folders. Now that you have all your folders all organized, you have a main folder and a subfolder. Now you want to open up Final Cut. It's the first thing I do is I always go through, create a main folder, and then create subfolders, because that'll just help with keyword organization right here. So as you can see right here, here's my library, and if you're curious, this is how I create my thumbnails right here, just in case you are curious. This is what all my thumbnail preset is. So I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go over here to file, go to new, go to library right here, and we'll just call this example right here, or we'll go tutorial, and then we'll just call this project right here. So here's the name of the library, and then as you can see, here we go. You also click this icon or click this icon right here. We're going to save this to movies, create a new library right here, and then as you can see, there we go. Here is the tutorial project or the tutorial library right here. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead, go to file, go to new, create an event right here. We'll just call this YouTube video right here. We want to save it in this library right here. So I'll go ahead and just minimize out of these libraries. So here's the event. Now I can go ahead and click and command delete to delete this event. Here's the event right here. So you have library event. Now I'm going to go to project right here, and we'll just call this one test right here. So here's basically how you create a new project. Now you can go over here, change the format, use a vertical or square format, 1080. You can choose whatever format you want. You can choose the frame rate, you can choose the codec. For the most part, all these things are pretty standard. I'm going to choose the frame rate, select the frame rate to 30 frames per second right here. So there we go. We have created a new project right here. So let's call this project test right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Command I to import right here. And then as you can see right here, here are all the settings I like: leave files in place, keywords, from folders. I import it all into Proxy Media right here. So those are my settings right here. And as you can see right here, here's the folder. Select the folder and then import the entire folder right there. And we'll you don't want to select a subfolder. You want to select the entire folder, and now we'll import that folder, all the subfolders, all the keywords into the project. We'll just make it really easy to work with. So as you can see right here, all the media is correctly imported right here. Now if I head over here to the event right here and click the down arrow, because we created all these subfolders, as you can see here are all these different keywords. So it's really important to create subfolders, because you basically create different keywords right here. Now one of the tip you can do right here, if I go ahead and just minimize right here, let's say I want to actually add another photo. So if I go over here to pics right here, or I'll go over here to NFL photos, I'll take this one right here of Patrick Mahomes right here. Let's say I want to put that back into the folder right here. So if I go over here, take the photo and then put it inside this subfolder, it's not going to automatically, go back into Final Cut. So if I go to photos right here, the photo hasn't shown up. However, if I go back over to import, go back over to tutorial, and then go back to the photo section and then re-import, as you can see right there, there you go. Now it's under the keyword right there. So you can see right here, it's imported into Final Cut into the same subfolder. So that is a really nice feature. Also, as far as I know, this is the only way. Go home, and then double click movies right here, and then you can go ahead and go to tutorial project. We'll click on it right here, and then you can right click on it and basically just move the trash right here. So move the trash right here. As far as I know, there's no other way to delete a library. You have to actually go into the folder section and delete a library right from there. As far as I know, that is the only way to delete a library in Final Cut. I'm not 100% sure if there's another way to do it, but that's basically, as far as I know, that is the only way to delete a library in Final Cut. And of course, if you want to delete a project or an event, just click on the project and click Command Delete, and Command Z, so Command Delete to delete a project or an event. The next one I'll go over is frame rates. Now this is really important right here, and something that I messed up on a lot in the beginning. So what you want to do is you want to click on a clip right here. As you can see right here, this clip is in 30 frames per second right here. So all these clips are at 30 frames per second. So as you can see right here, I have the project right here. So as you can see right here, go to the event right here. As you can see, the project is in 30 frames per second. Recognizing the frame rate is a really important thing to know, especially for like talking headshots. You want to make sure it's in the same frame rate, or if the majority of the footage is a certain frame rate. You can't just take any clip and put it into any project with any frame rate settings. You have to pay attention to the frame rates. And of course, for example, let's say I want to undo this and I want to go over here and I want to change the project settings to 23 right here. So I'll just go 12 just for example right here. I have no idea what to call it. So this project is 23 frames per second, but so let's say I want to add a 30 frames per second clip. Well, you can't do that. You can't just slap a 30 frames per second clip into a 24p timeline. So what you want to do is now you want to use slow motion, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to know about slow motion. I've already done videos on it before, but the major thing you want to know is go over here to speed right here and go to automatic speed, and that will slow it down to 25 frames per second. Instead of having to recognize or identify or remember all the numbers, you can go ahead and just click automatic speed, and now it's slowing down that clip to 23 frames per second. So it's really important. You have to pay attention to the frame rate of your project and the frame rate of your clip. So before you create a new project, identify the frame rates of your clip, and that will dictate your project. But very important, pay attention to the frame rates. You can't just import any footage into any project. That's not how it works. The next one I'll go over is Proxy Media. So let's just import this photo or video of Matt Ryan right here. Proxy Media is a great tool, and you're definitely going to use it if you're using really big or editing really big projects. Go over here to View, and then right here select the Media Playback to Proxy only right here. So it basically just creates proxies. That's all you have to do, because I showed you in the beginning the import section. I actually import my videos as Proxy Media, so I don't have to transcode everything. They're already in Proxy Media, and then just go right here to Proxy only, and you want to switch back to Optimize Media when you're exporting. Don't export a Proxy Media file. You want to switch back to Optimize, and I just have it right here on Quality on Better Performance. Proxy Media, really important. You have to use it. Will save you a lot of time. The next one I'll go over is gap clips. So I go over right here. I'm going to go over just a couple of things you can do with gap clips. So go ahead, click on Option W right here. And we'll just set this Control D to 20 seconds right here. Now a gap clip is useful for two things. And if you see my video editing breakdowns, I always use gap clips. Gap clips are used for two things. One, to avoid the magnetic timeline. So you can see right here, I take a photo right here, but as you can see, the photos aren't snapping together. So the gap clip helps you avoid the magnetic timeline. So that's one thing it does. Also, what the gap clip is very useful for is editing to the beat. So I go right here and I'll just go, watch the audio waveforms. If I go frame by frame, as you can see right here, just watch the audio waveforms. As you can see right here, there's a spike right there. So let's go right here. I play it right here. Wait till I hear a beat. Okay, I hear a beat right here. And then there we go. Place a marker. And Gap clips are really great for editing to the beat, because let's say, for example, oops, I deleted my track, or I didn't realize I deleted my track. Oh, now I have to undo everything. I have to remark the clip. But using the gap clip right here is a great way to add to the beat and avoid the magnetic timeline. I would always encourage you to use the gap clip unless you want to use the magnetic timeline. And if you want to use the magnetic timeline, go to the magnetic timeline right here. And as you can see right here, now I can use the magnetic timeline. So one of the reasons I love Final Cut is you can actually use the magnetic timeline and also not use the magnetic timeline. So having that feature is really nice, especially let's say you have like 30 photos you want to set to a certain duration. Having a magnetic timeline, it all snaps together, so you basically use them hand in hand. It's a really helpful tool, and it really helps make things go faster by going back and forth to the magnetic timeline and then to the non-magnetic timeline. Really helpful and really useful feature that I don't know if any other editing program has. The next one I'll go over is cutting clips. I want to go over a couple of things that I do when it comes to cutting clips. I'm just going to import the clips right here, and I'm just going to go over a couple of tips and tricks that I do, or things that I use to cut clips right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously use the skimming and snapping tool. So as you can see right here, snapping is enabled right here. All that does is, let's say I place a marker right here. What snapping allows you to do, if I just select this photo right here, snapping basically, just you can see right here, it just snaps into place right there. And if I disable the snapping right here, as you can see, it's hard to know exactly where I want to put that. So snapping is a great way to make cuts or edit things to the beat. Snapping is a very useful and a must, and not only that, but a very a must used feature. You need to use snapping. It's going to save you a lot of time and, quite frankly, a lot of frustration. So I'm going to go over here to voiceover right here, and I'm just going to go command minus right here. I'm going to import the voiceover right here and basically just show you how to make simple cuts when it comes to talking headshots or voiceovers. So now that I have the voiceover imported right here, I just want to go over a couple tips and tricks that I use when editing voiceover videos right here. So all I do is I'm just going to go frame by frame right here, use the right and left arrow keys right here until I hear, the audio spike. So you just want to go frame by frame until you hear, like the first letter, you're just going until the audio spikes. It's very hard to explain, but all you want to do is you want to listen to the audio, turn the volume up, and just go frame by frame until you hear the first letter of a word, and there you go, you make the cut there. However, what I do, so let's say it starts right here, so this is like I say the first letter of the word. What I like to do is so you see right here, the audio starts here. What I like to actually do is I like to take the left arrow key and I like to go back one frame and then option left bracket. The reason I like to go back one frame right before the person starts talking is that avoids clipping. Sometimes if you cut exactly when the person starts talking, it ends up the audio clicks. So I always like to go one frame back and just kind of go over cutting right here. So if I go right here, use the option left and right bracket. So option left bracket trims to the left, and then option, as you can see right here, option right bracket trims to the right there, and then of course command B right here, command B, the blade tool, and there we go. So you basically just go through your clips and figure out, do I use the trim tool or the blade tool? That is all dependent on you. So that's just one thing to do. And I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but another thing that I do when I cut a clip is I like to go over here to the skim tool right here, and then as you can see where I can just skim through, and then I want to start right there. So option left bracket, skim right here, I want to end right there, option right bracket, and there you go. So using the skimming tool is also a great tool to use. Now as you can see, it can also definitely get annoying, so you want to switch it on and off, but the skimming tool is a great tool to use when cutting large sections or long clips. Another thing I want to go over is audio. So I want to go over a couple tips and tricks with audio. The first one is to take advantage of the fade option. So if I go right here, let's say I want to cut the clip right here, command B, and then command B. Oftentimes you can't just cut a clip or cut the audio. What's going to happen is the audio is going to clip. So if I zoom in right here, I want to go until I find this tool pops up, and then I'm just going to fade the audio. So if you ever hear a clip in between audio, the audio pops or clicks, you want to use right here, you want to use the fade tool. It's always encouraged to fade out the audio because you might end up getting clicks or pops in your audio right there. Another really helpful tool is the range selection tool. So let's say right here, I'm going to go ahead, let's say I hear a click or a pop right here. So as you can see right there, I hear a click right here. This is where the click is. If I go to R, the range selection tool, I can go right here and I can just mute it right there. And there we go, that section is muted, so I got rid of the click or pop. Now another thing that I found too is if that still doesn't work, go to the middle and then just basically adjust the keyframes so it goes right until that section right here. That also helps to avoid the pop or click. That's just one really helpful tool that I wish I'd known about earlier on. It would have saved me a lot of work. Now, I want to go over is how to manually adjust the audio more precisely. So you can see right here, here is the decibel. Click on Control plus to raise it by 1 decibel, and then Control minus to lower it by 1 decibel. So it just helps you give a more precise reading of your audio, so that way you can cut audio better. So I'm going to go right here, and another thing you can do too is use audio keyframes to fade out music. So if I go right here, let's say I want to trim the clip right here, and I want to start fading the audio right here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Option right here, hold down Option to create some audio keyframes. Right here, and then as you can see right here, I just kind of drag it down by 10 decibels or so on and so forth, and there we go. Now you have a nice fade out. That way your audio starts to slowly fade out. Another really useful tool is the solo audio. So if I click on this clip right here, solo it right here, I can go to this icon right here. Now I can only hear the audio from this clip, so I can go through and make sure the audio is not going above -6 or the audio is peaking. So it's always a great idea to do that either before or after you export, just as a kind of a safety feature to make sure no audio is peaking. The next one I'll go over is compound clips. So if I delete this right here, I just want to go over a couple of things when it comes to compound clips right here. So I'll just import this clip of Matt Ryan right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this of Kyler Murray and this clip of Patrick Mahomes right here and import it right here. So I just want to kind of go over a couple really nice tips and tricks. Now I'll also go over right here. Let's take this photo of Patrick Mahomes and let's take this photo also of Patrick Mahomes. I just want to demonstrate a couple things right here. So first of all, let's go over here to the transitions right here, and let's go to wipe transitions. Take a wipe, and then we're just gonna place it right here. And if that doesn't work, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a transition right here in between the photos, so we have a transition right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, since there's not enough media, let's just trim this one right here, and let's try to maybe find a longer clip right here. So maybe a clip like this. So let's go ahead and import this. So as you can see right here, now you just basically trim this right here. This won't be perfect, but that's why it's really important to have long clips. You can't just add a transition to any clip right there. So voila, there's your clip right here. Now this is not going to be very good. This is just an example. Let's add a wipe transition. There we go. So this is very good for like commentary videos. So you can see right here, let's just play it right here, and there you go, a wipe transition right here, and then for the photos, a wipe transition right here. Now to create a compound clip, go over here, Option G. I will just call this NFL clips right here. So just clicking Option G to create a compound clip right here. Now I go over here, Option G, and we'll just call this photos right here. So there we go. Here's the photo compound clip. Now how do I undo it? Click on it and click on the compound clip right here and click Shift Command G, and there you go, you can undo a compound clip. Now I want to go ahead and start stacking these. So for the photos right here, what I'm going to do is anytime you're stacking compound clips, go like this, put it on top of the compound clip, especially with photos right here. So put this one on top, let's add a wipe transition right here, make sure there's enough media right here, so wait for it to render, and then as you can see right there, voila, now we transition into photos. Same thing right here. Let's just go ahead and just go right here, lift this from the storyline, and let's move this over right here. Now that's gonna mess up the timing of this right there, but that's okay. Basically what you want to do is if you're creating a compound clip and you're overlaying it on top, you want to put the transition in front of the compound clip. Don't put the transition in front of the compound clip. So don't put a transition in the front right here, because the screen's going to be black. You have to overlay it on top and put the transition in front of the compound clip. That way you don't have any of those weird black screens. So there you go. That's basically my simplest explanation of compound clips. And of course you can delete compound clips, but you can't delete compound clips that are currently in use. And there you go. There's the basics of how to use compound clips. Next one I'll go over is speed ramping. So let's just take this clip right here, just use this clip as an example. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, but I just want to go over the basics right here. So what you want to do is you want to figure out where you want to start right here. So let's mine it out right here, Shift B to blade the speed, and now let's go over here, Shift B to blade the speed. Now we've split it up into 3 sections, so we can individually speed up these 3 different sections. Now I'm going to focus more on speeding up, because slowing down you can only use it with high frame footage. So I can go right here, I can go to this speedometer right here and adjust the speed options right here, or I can also go to this icon right here and make it fast or slow. So you can see right here, let's go to fast right here 8 times, and voila. As you can see right there, you can go ahead and just speed up the clip right here. So these are those speed ramp this is how it transitions. You want to make sure there's kind of grayed out area. There we go. So you can see right there, that's what it looks like right there. It looks really weird, but now you can speed it up right there. A couple of things you can do too is I can go ahead and drag it out, make it faster, stuff like that. You can actually individually drag it out right here. So as you can see right there, I can actually take the foot right here. I can go like this, drag it out right here, or I can do this and slow it down right here. So you have those options. I can also go over here to custom speed right here, and let's say I want to type in 1000, and there you go. So you have the presets. You can drag the clip, or you can add a custom speed. So it depends on your situation. There we go. So it's not obviously not that good, but there we go. You get the idea of how to speed up or slow down clips in Final Cut. Next one I'm going to go over is presets. So let's take this clip right here, or take this photo for example. Now I'm going to go ahead, go over here to color right here. Let's go to color curve right here. Let's crank up the red. Let's crank up the green. Maybe I want to go to the color wheels. I want to boost up the shadows, turn down the highlights, and that's the most beautiful color grade you've ever seen in your life. But I want to make it, I know it's not good, but I want to make it extreme so you can really see what I'm doing. So go over here to Save Effects Presets, and we'll just call this Amazing LUT, and then obviously select what you want right there, select where you want to save it, and voila, you have saved your own LUT. So yeah, if you want to check out this LUT, it's $5 on my Sellify. Sure, you want to go ahead and buy it. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete right here. Let's just delete the color wheels, and let's say for some weird reason you want to use that LUT again. Go over to the effects, scroll down until you find color right here, and then here it is. Here's the LUT. Voila. Now you can do the same thing for audio, but I just want to show you how to do it for color. Now let's say, okay, I really hate that LUT. Right click on it, reveal in Finder, take the LUT, command delete, and voila, you have deleted the LUT right here. So let's go back over to the effects panel, go back to color, and the LUT has been completely deleted. So I'm sure you're probably waiting for me to delete that LUT, but there you go. That's how you create and delete presets, and you can do the same thing with effects, audio, anything you want. I just want to show you how to create it, and then obviously how to delete it if you don't want it anymore. The next one I'll go over is this really cool feature called range check. Now I've seen this, I've seen someone make a video on this. I thought it was a really cool idea, and I know this is not really like a workflow tip or trick, but I just thought this was a really cool thing that I just never really knew how to do. So I just kind of want to just include this as like a bonus tip in this video. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to work 100% of the time, but I just saw someone make a video on it. I thought it'd be a cool idea to cover it because I thought it was something that I really wish that I had knew about. I'm not saying it's always going to work, but it's a nice feature just to know that it at least exists. So go over here to view, range check, and let's go to saturation right here. As you can see, here are some zebra patterns right here. So never really quite knew how to fix that. So what you want to do is go to color right here, go over here to hue saturation curves. So now we're on hue saturation curves, and you want to wait for Final Cut to load this up right here. So basically now you want to go to your luma and sat. So if you have those zebra patterns, I never really quite knew how to fix this, or what the best way, the best method to fix this. So I'll wait for this to render right here. But this is one really nice feature that again I just wanted to include. It was a short quick little tip that I thought it'd be a cool idea, just to let you know this exists. So let's just go ahead and trim this clip so it doesn't take forever to render right here. So as you can see right here, it's only 2 seconds. Now as you can see right here, I disabled snapping for some reason. Let's go over here. Now you want to go to Luma versus Sat. Take the eyedropper, select the zebra pattern right here, and now we can go ahead and just kind of just get rid of the zebra pattern right here. So let's see if this works right here. As you can see right there, there you go, the zebra pattern is disabled right here. So you basically just adjust these settings right here until you get rid of it. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed always going to work, but it's a nice little feature just to have, just in case you're in that situation and you really need to get rid of that, or it looks really weird. That is one method. I'm sure there are tons of other methods to use when how to fix that, but I just wanted to include this kind of like as a quick bonus tip. The next one I'll go over is playback speed. So let's select this clip right here, and let's just import this right here because I want a long clip right here. I know I probably kept on using this clip, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the shortcuts up on the screen right here. So what you want to do is use a J, K, and L cut. The J key right here. I'll go ahead and just turn this off, because this can get quite annoying. So let's just turn this off right here. So basically, as you can see right here, the L key plays forward. So the L key plays forward, the K key stops, and the J key goes back right there. So plays in reverse. Now a couple of the tips you can do is I can go ahead, press the L, double click the L, and there you go. So just double clicking it right here. Now so I want to go to J right here, double click J, and there we go right here. So as you can see right here, press L, double click L, and there you go right here. So by double clicking it, you make it play double speed. So 1, 2, and there it goes. You see right here, it plays double speed. So having this is really really helpful if you want to quickly play through a video. And remember, double click it in order to play it faster. The next one I'll go over is rendering. So I'm going to go ahead and just import this footage right here. I want to go over a couple tips and tricks when it comes to rendering. Now, one thing you can do, I know a lot of people say to do this, I don't, but I go to preferences right here, go to playback, and then you can turn off background rendering. It depends on what you want to do. I choose to leave it on because my computer isn't super fast, and I don't want to do 2 hours of work and then try to render it. It may end up crashing my computer. So you can, if you have a faster computer, turn it off, turn it on. I think it definitely it probably slows down my workflow by 2 or 3%, but I personally like having everything render. That way I don't have to worry about any files being corrupted or any uncertainty. It's the one thing I don't really understand about Premiere. Apparently it doesn't have background rendering, which doesn't make any sense, because what if you're working on a project and something doesn't save? Doesn't your entire file get corrupted? So if you're a Premiere user, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. But that's the one thing that I've never wanted to use Premiere, because that makes no sense. It should automatically save, because what if something doesn't save? Your file is going to get corrupted. And it's one of the reasons why I love Final Cut is the autosave. Yes, it slows down your workflow, but it's a 99.9% guarantee that your file is not going to be corrupted. And you also that's not even including backups. So in my opinion, I think Final Cut is a lot safer, and your files are a lot safer when you're editing. Another thing you can do too is if you want to render an individual clip. So let's say a clip is having a hard time rendering, click on Control R to render it, just in case a clip is having a hard time rendering. Now I can also go right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on my library right here. Go to File, go to Delete Generated Library Files right here. So I'll go to Delete Generated Library Files right here. Now I'm going to go over here to Delete Generated Render Files right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on All right here. And as you see right here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Delete Optimized Media and Delete Proxy Media right here. So have these all checked right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just click on OK right here. As you can see, 5.7 gigabytes, and wait for Final Cut to delete it right there. Now 66.8 megabytes. So it's a great way to delete render files. The next one I'll go over is file sharing. So as you can see right here, here's the project. Now let's go ahead and click on Command E to export the video right here. And then of course, here are the export settings right here. You want to use H.264 for social media, and then use ProRes files if you're planning on editing this video again or sending it to a colorist or a VFX artist. So just figure out which codec is right for you. Now places that I like to use to share files are Google Drive and WeTransfer. Now Dropbox I believe also works. AirDrop is great for quick file transferring. The quality is not as good though. And then iCloud is also a great way to send or share files. But the top three are Google Drive, WeTransfer, and Dropbox. And if you want to know which one I use the most, it's Google Drive. I think Google Drive is the best way to transfer files. But those are two really helpful ways, or three really good ways to transfer files if you're just sharing files for like family or friends, or you're sending files via clients. I've used Google Drive to pretty much send all my files to the people that I work with. So I would highly encourage you to use Google Drive to transfer and share, or even receive files. Now the next one we'll go over is missing media. Now I've already gone over how to do this, but apparently there's another method that I didn't know about. So let's go over here, click on that right here, and let's click on photos, and let's take this photo right here and delete the photo right here. Now as you can see right here, just delete. Now obviously I don't think I need to explain why that's a bad idea, but I just did that. So as you can see right here, I just went ahead and deleted that photo right there, and obviously that's a horrible idea. Don't just delete a folder, a photo from your project. That's why it's really important to make sure that you have all your stuff backed up on a hard drive, because if you don't have your stuff backed up and you delete something, goodbye, it's gone. As you can see right there, it's gone. And if I didn't have that backed up, there's no way to get that back. So really important to make sure that you have backups. Now this happens again when you delete a file or your hard drive is disconnected, if you're editing off your hard drive. So if this ever happens, go ahead and select the the project, the event, the library, wherever this missing file is right here. Go to file right here, click on relink file, go to original media, and then as you can see right here, you can either locate all or select the one right here. Let's select this one, locate selected right here, and nothing is going to happen because that file is nowhere. So that's why it's really important. So it'll try to load and it's not going to find it, because that file is completely gone. It's lost into the abyss and there is no way to locate that file. So again, might as well just delete the file because that's long gone. If you don't have it saved anywhere, it's not backed up anywhere, that file is long gone and you're never getting that back. So that's why it's really crucial that you back up your files or edit off a hard drive, because again, that file's gone. I'm never getting that file back. The next one we'll go over is how to edit off an external hard drive. So you can see right here, open up the hard drive right here, and let's just create a new project, and we'll just call this whatever we want. So we'll just call this video tutorial right here. So I always encourage you to create a project or create a folder right there. So there we go. Now don't unplug your hard drive or else this is not going to work. So in the beginning of the video, I showed you how to just create a project. Now in a library, I did not tell you to save that to a hard drive, and that's what this part of the video is for. Now I'm going to show you how to edit off an external hard drive. So I'll give you a couple tips and tricks and things that you want to know. So as you can see right here, let's go over to file right here. Now go to new. Now we're going to go to library right here. Now as you can see right here, select this icon right here, and we'll just call this tutorial 007. There we go. So that's the name of the library. Now I can go right here and select right here the LaCie hard drive. So there we go. Now let's go over right here, video tutorial, and this is the folder where we want to save it right here. So video tutorial right here, and now just click on save right here, and there we go. It should save off your hard drive right here. So let's go ahead and just close out Final Cut just to double check and make sure. Let's go to the hard drive right here. So as you can see, video tutorial right here, and there we go. There is the library right here. Now let's go over to home right here. Go to home to double check, double click on movies. As you can see right here, there we go. It's not there right there. So now let's go over to library. So now it is saved to the hard drive right there. So you just obviously select where you want to go. Now there's a couple of things you want to do. Now I've been kind of conflicted on this. I'm not quite sure what the right thing to do is. I've heard some people go back and forth, but what I can do right here is click on the library, go to storage locations, modify settings, and then I'm just gonna choose this right here. Choose right here, video tutorial right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just click on choose right here. So let's go to cache right here, choose. We're gonna basically, I'm just saving all this stuff to the hard drive. So you don't have to do this. You could, I don't necessarily think you have to do this right there, but there we go. I basically, as you can see right here, go back to modify settings, and now everything is saved to the hard drive right there. So let's go to the event right here, and we'll just call this project 01 right there. So you can see right here, here's project 01 right here. So as you can see, now let's go ahead and just basically import media right here. So let's go over here to NFL clips, and let's take this Patrick Mahomes, or we'll just take this Kyler Murray clip right here. Now I put it in right there. Let's go ahead and select the hard drive right there, and voila. And as you can see, there we go. Now I can start editing off my external hard drive right here. So let's just say, let's close out Final Cut right here, open up my hard drive right here, video tutorial, double click right here, and then there you go, Proxy Media, and then Here is obviously show packets contents, and as you can see right here, there it is right there. So everything is, the library and everything is saved in my external hard drive. Now let's say I'm going to go ahead and just eject my hard drive right here. Now let's open Final Cut Pro 10 Backup just to show you what happens. So we'll let Final Cut load up right there, and the library shouldn't be there. As you can see, there we go. The library is not there. I cannot edit off right there. So you can see right there, because my external hard drive is not plugged in right there. So I'm going to go ahead and, sorry if this makes a loud noise, I'm going to go ahead and just re-plug in my hard drive. So that was just the sound of the hard drive, so sorry about that, that was loud. So I'm going to go ahead and re-plug in my hard drive right there. So as you can see right here, now we're going to double click on the hard drive right here, go to here, and then we're just going to open up my library right here. So now I can edit off my external hard drive. So Final Cut will render, load it right there, and now I can edit off my external hard drive right there. So let's go over right here to library right here, go to the project, and there we go. As you can see, I can open it directly from my hard drive right there. So I can also go to like file right here, I can go open library, I can choose what library I want to use. You can also do that when your hard drive is disconnected. So there we go, that's basically how you edit off your external hard drive. Now from what I've heard, it's a really good idea to store footage, media, and old libraries on usually like a 1 or 2 terabyte HDD hard drive, or again you could do a LaCie hard drive. Those are 2 recommendations I've heard. And then for most people, what I've heard is I'm definitely going to go ahead and start purchasing a really good a solid state drive, so an SSD hard drive. The Samsung T7 and the Samsung T5, I believe I've seen them being very highly recommended. So I'm definitely going to start investing in a solid state hard drive. So you definitely want to edit off an external hard drive. It's going to make your editing a lot faster, as well as you're going to, if everything is being saved to your hard drive. So it's a really useful feature. So highly encourage you to start taking advantage of that. And again, the most important thing to come away with this part of the video is to always save and backup videos on an external hard drive, because you never know what's going to happen. Always have backups on a hard drive, because again, you never know what's going to happen, and you may lose an entire project. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful and informative. If you're new to this channel, I upload Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials every week at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you enjoy these types of videos, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial playlist with over 270 Final Cut Pro 10 tutorials. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.